What's going on? It's beautiful out. We should be swimming. What's happening with the pool?
Yeah, these guys basically stole our money. They just kept asking for more and more, and finally they just called us up and said, we're done.
These contractors did not come through on a single promise and then really stole our dream.
They paid twice to get the job done, and they didn't do it right either time.
I can't begin to tell you how many jobs I've taken over from other contractors because they just didn't do the right work.
Or you paid him in full to finish everything, and this is what you got left with.
We're taking homeowners that are at the end of their rope.
We were left with a ceiling that was pouring water.
Think about the fact that I got kids here and the fact that my house could fall apart at any given moment.
And we're turning their nightmares into a dream come true.
Oh my God, look at this basement.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. This is so amazing.
These renovations are a total loss, and I'm coming to the rescue.
We really liked this house when we saw it. We saw the potential of a really cool pool.
We felt we could fix up all of the problems that other buyers probably walked away from. We saw, a kitchen that needed to be redone. We saw a pool that needed to be redone. We saw a diamond in the rough.
We had gotten some contractors that said they would be able to fix it up just like new.
These contractors did not come through on a single promise.
This guy stole our money, and we had nothing left. We had no money and no pool.
Nothing to say to me? You have a beautiful garden here.
Thank you.
Now, this is perfect, I guess. It's pristine. What's happening in the backyard?
We have a mess.
Come
Why
on,
don't you
take me.
Come take a look.
Oh boy, this is quite a contrast from the front. What's going on? It's beautiful out. We should be swimming. What's happening with the pool?
Well, we hired the contractor in December 2009 to fix our pool, and this is what we were left with. They fixed the concrete, it collapsed. They put in a liner, the liner got wrecked, then the stairs leaked. They never put a main drain cover on.
How much did you pay this guy?
About $14,000.
14 grand. And this is in 2009.
2009.
And you haven't had use of the pool since?
Nope.
And 4 years of summers not being able to use your pool.
Staring at this mess. We don't know much about pools. We realized the pool wasn't filtering correctly and we were getting a lot of algae growth and we couldn't keep up with it. It's unhealthy and it's an embarrassment.
Now, I could see right off the bat that this guy was not a craftsman. I mean, look how sloppy this glue is installed around the PVC pipe. I also see those valves very tight to the ground.
They're tough to turn on and off.
You can't get to them, right? Oh, that's crazy. Oh, I could see he's got a bag of play sand. It says play sand on the sandbag.
Yeah, he had a pile of them.
He should use filter sand.
Yes.
Oh, terrible, man. And how else is that affecting you guys? I want to hear from you.
When we bought the house, we were planning on doing the kitchen over, but because we dumped all the money into the pool, we didn't have any money left over to finish the kitchen.
So now your kitchen was never completed because you had to pay this guy 14 grand to do a pool.
That's right.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the kitchen.
Melissa had big plans for the kitchen. We thought it'd be a great open space, a great place to entertain.
Since we put all the money into the pool, we just couldn't do the kitchen.
This is your kitchen. What did you want to do in here?
We were going to take down these upper cabinets and open up the space into one room and then replace the lowers with white cabinets.
Yeah, I mean, it really calls for it, right? It'd be a nice, big, open space. You'll get more light in here. Right now, it's really cramped. And this was in 2009 you wanted to get this kitchen done, so you've been living with this for 4 years.
That's right.
You know, this is a great project, man. I get to fix your pool, I get to do the kitchen. This is nice. I got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna start, all right?
All right, thank you.
I am not a pool expert, but when I do work on pools, I bring in a specialist, and Dave is as good as it gets. She's a mess, man.
That's for sure.
This is a vinyl-lined in-ground pool. A good vinyl-lined in-ground pool consists of steel walls with a base made of sand-like material called vermiculite and a watertight vinyl lining. Their pool has all the pieces, but none of them was installed correctly.
What do you say?
A lot of problems.
Right.
Steps aren't mounted properly, they're way too high up in the air. There's a lot of water behind the liner. It's obviously floating.
Can you actually see that? You can pull the liner?
Yep.
Let's take a look at that. I want to see that. Holy. And there should be no water there whatsoever.
And the foam's floating too.
So the insulation pulled off the wall.
It's got to be leaking because there's no way you would have a pool this low with the amount of rain we've had in the last month.
So literally water from the pool is leaking behind the liner.
Yep, just flooding the ground even more.
The pool is in really bad shape. The lining is ripped up everywhere. It's time for me to get it moving. So we're draining the pool and we're gonna use holding tanks to hold all the water. We just don't wanna dump it somewhere. We wanna save it in these tanks so that later on we could reuse it. It'll save a lot of money on water costs. So this is gonna suck up all the water that's underneath the liner?
No, underneath the bottom of the pool, actually.
Right. And that's a lot of water that's coming from there right now.
Yeah, that's, if you don't hook up to this, the whole thing could collapse when you pump it out.
We're ready to start pumping?
You got it.
Let's pump it up. Ooh, look at that water. I love this. When you hire the right contractor, he does the job the right way every step of the way. And this is all part of it, you know? The smell of the water is putrid. They're pouring liquid chlorine in the pool right now, and it's treating the water. When they pump it back in the pool, you'll be ready to swim in it?
Pretty much.
Amazing. Check this out. You can see the water is clean over here. That's where he poured the liquid chlorine. On the far end, it's still green because it hasn't gotten to it yet. But those chemicals work right away. How many gallons we got here?
It's probably 12,000 gallons.
Wow. That's great, man. You got 66% of the water you need. It's going to go back in that pool.
Right.
Nice. I'll tell you this much. By the end of the day, they're going to have a pool. There we go. So the pool is well on its way. It's time for me to get into that kitchen and start moving. Precision demolition. The pool is in really bad shape. Holy. The lining is ripped up everywhere, and the staircase is literally set up in the air. How much did you pay this guy?
About $14,000.
The inside looks just as bad. The kitchen is really old and run down, and it turns out that they never renovated their kitchen because of what this contractor did to them with the pool. All right, we just pumped out 12,000 gallons worth of water. Put it in the storage tank, we're gonna save it and treat it. And that's great because it's gonna save the homeowners anywhere from $200 to $1,000 in water costs. Also, we're conserving water as well. Now we got a nice clean look at this pool liner. You could see the ripples all along the side walls. That's because the liner was too small from the get-go and he tried to make it work. Next step, rip this liner out, keep moving. All right, so this is a knife at the end of this pole, and this is what we're gonna cut the liner with. Let's take it in here and just cut it right across where it starts fanning out. Dave tells me that this job is gonna be done in one day. $15,000, they haven't had a pool for 4 years. I'll tell you this much, by the end of the day, they're gonna have a pool. John and Melissa spent all their money on their pool renovation, which put their dreams for a new kitchen on hold. What I like to do is just open everything up, give them a nice open floor plan, and it'll look a million times better. This is the new layout, all right? This is all getting torn out, but we're gonna slide this sink over this way a little bit to create a little bit more counter space here. We're getting rid of the cooktop. We're gonna put in an oven right here, stove, okay? And over here, dishwasher.
All right.
Now listen, when we do demolition, I want to do precision demolition. I just don't want to start swinging hammers, okay? So let's find all the screws, back everything out. We're not going to be cowboys. We're going to be surgeons. Let's start with the countertop. This should pull up nice and easy. Oh yeah. I like it. Sometimes you just gotta knock them out. You gotta do what you gotta do.
This kitchen needed updating since 1959. No wonder these people wanted a new kitchen.
Hey, John, take a look at that. It's the vent to nowhere.
Isn't that special? Yeah. They never ran that to the outside. They just pushed it up against the ceiling.
Yeah.
Even in the late 50s, you could find a contractor that wouldn't do the right thing. Precision demolition.
Now that we got the kitchen moving, I'm gonna go outside and check with Dave about the pool filter. A quick pressure test will tell us how the pipes are doing underground.
John, come on over. I'll show you how the pipe test is going.
How are we making out, Dave?
Good.
Water is circulated through the pool from the main drains and skimmers, up to the pump and filter. Once the water is filtered, the pump pushes it back to the pool through the return fittings. The system operates at about 15 psi, and a quick pressure test will tell us if there are any leaks. If there's a leak, we have a major problem.
So it looks like all the plumbing was done properly. The lines underground are good. They're holding.
So far, everything's perfect.
So that's really good news. Basically, this guy just didn't know how to hook up this filter properly. But all the underground work is good, which is really big for us.
And that was probably here before him.
All right, man. Looks good.
So when I first got here, the pool was in complete shambles. The stairs were too high. They were set about 6 inches above finished grade. Everything this guy did was wrong, and we got to make it right because it's not safe.
So once we get the rest of this concrete out from around the staircase, we're going to reset the stairs and get rid of that tripping condition. Dave, what is this stuff?
This is really a marble finish for concrete pools. There's no structural to this.
There's no aggregate in it.
Right, right.
It should look like this.
Right, with the stone. Yep.
So this is usually used for a skim coat.
Yes.
And they poured it like concrete. They probably had a couple of bags left over and said, let's get rid of it here.
Just used it up. Right. Garbage.
What do you think?
Like they're loose.
Give it a
We're
shot?
getting out now. Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Got it?
So the problem here seems like this frame was set too high.
Yep, that's right.
So when they put the stairs in place, they knew the frame was too high, and then they didn't want to redo the frame.
Correct.
So they said, let's just put them in, whether it's a trip condition or not. What a joke, man.
Yep. But you know what? That's good.
So right now, we're using a spray foam adhesive. This will adhere the foam to the panel. Also, the previous guy, when he used the wrong foam, he installed it in pieces, and that was incorrect as well. So we're gonna continue this, then we can start on the lining.
The pool needs to have a new skim coat, so we're going to skim it with some vermiculite, make it nice and smooth.
And it looks good. All right, so now you do this skim coat. What happens after that?
Do a dry coat to make it so it won't stick to the liner when we put the liner in.
How much longer before the lining goes in?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, the line is gonna go in.
Well,
I can't wait to see it. This is the silver lining to this whole project. Hit it, Dave!
you got it.
Your new backyard.
Wow. Gorgeous.
"4 years of summers not being able to use your pool."
Staring at this mess. They told us that they could fix it basically just like new, and it wouldn't be any problem. Yeah, these guys basically stole our money.
Hey, John, take a look at that. It's the vent to nowhere.
Isn't that special?
So, when we demoed these cabinets and opened up the soffit, we found that the ductwork went nowhere. Now we're gonna penetrate right through the roof and vent this thing properly. The exhaust vent was butted up against sheetrock. Potentially, that could cause a fire because as you cook, you create a lot of grease inside this vent, and if there's ever a spark, that grease is gonna go right up. Dom is gonna penetrate with a spade bit. Once he does that, I'm gonna go on the roof and cut the circle out with a Sawzall. You all right up there?
Yeah.
All right, Dom, I'm going out.
All right.
Dom just drilled his spade bit right through here. Now we know where our hole is gonna go.
All right, John.
Wanna hand me that reciprocating saw, Dom?
You got it.
I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I don't wanna have a problem getting that ductwork in. There we go, baby. Now you wanna make sure you're nice and watertight. Beautiful. You just take some roofing cement, slide it around, put your vent in the hole. How long did that take? It took us less than 5 minutes, and they have a proper roof vent. This is the silver lining to this whole project, right?
Guess you could say that.
Let's get it open, man, and get it in.
Hey, not on the sidewalk.
Come on, guys. We need you.
Wait. Nice and slow. Keep it in more, Johnny. Good.
This is a critical tool when installing a pool liner. They wedge it in right here to stop the liner from pulling out. Crazy, right? An ice cream stick? So Dave, who came up with these ice cream sticks?
I think my dad did 30 years ago.
Really? Ingenious idea. You can see right now they're sucking all the air out behind the liner. They're pulling out all the wrinkles. You can see how tight it's becoming right around the perimeter. The previous contractor did not do that because there were wrinkles everywhere. Back in the kitchen, things are really moving along.
We're gonna put it right up against that wall?
We're installing cabinets, appliances, and a proper vent.
It's coming along really well.
While Dom's finishing up the kitchen, I'm gonna go outside and make sure that John and Melissa have a backyard nice enough to match their new pool. What are you gonna do with the landscaping?
Well, we're going to try to get this area back in shape, remulching this area, and then we're going to continue around the pool.
We got one more step, and I'm really excited about it. Hit it, Dave!
You got it. You're good.
Yeah, baby!
It'll stay down by itself.
Instead of filling it up with this, we're pumping it out like this. 12,000 gallons of water saved.
Thank you, man.
Great
Good.
job, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. This is what it's all about right here.
This is amazing.
And when I first got here, the pool was in really bad shape. Go inside, I look at the kitchen, and that doesn't look any better than the pool. And when I hear the story, it's really a shame because they paid a contractor to put in a new lining and new stairs, and he did it wrong. They hired the same guy to do the same job again. He got it wrong the second time as well. Because of that, they could never renovate their kitchen inside, so it hurt them.
on their dream pool and it hurt them in their kitchen, and it's really a shame. But right now, I think they're gonna be really happy with what they see. All right, your new backyard.
Wow.
Complete with a new rail around the whole deck. As you can see, we modified the deck a little bit, took out those ugly contours that the previous contractor did.
Yeah.
Now it's got nice clean lines to it. But this is what it's all about right here.
This is amazing.
I mean, come on, man. You guys spent a lot of extra money to have a pool. You didn't have a pool for 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
How does it feel to see it?
It's just
It's
beautiful.
amazing.
I got my man Dave in here. One day, he completed this pool.
Can't believe it.
Unbelievable. How great it's running. It never ran like this.
We did a lot of work. We changed the whole liner. You could see that the steps,
Oh, wow.
really bad trip condition, reset them.
Never thought this would happen.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think you're really gonna like the kitchen.
Oh yeah?
You wanna check it out?
Yeah.
Of course you wanna check it
Yeah.
out, come on. It feels really good to get them back in their pool, and when they see that kitchen, they're gonna flip out. Here's the kitchen that you've been waiting for 4 years.
It's just gorgeous.